I've always believed that love shows up when you least expect it, but I never imagined it would show up exactly when my life felt like a mess. My name is Mia, and this story begins on the coldest morning of December. I had just moved to a new city, new apartment, new job, new everything. And honestly, I hated it. I felt lonely, overwhelmed, and constantly stressed. But on that morning, something happened that changed everything. I was running late for work. I rushed out of my apartment, arms full of papers and a coffee I was definitely about to spill. And then I bumped into someone in the hallway. My coffee went flying. My papers exploded across the floor, and I was ready to cry right there. But then I heard a soft voice. Hey, are you okay? I looked up, and that's when I saw him. Dark hair, warm eyes, soft smile, the kind of face that feels familiar even when you've never seen it before. He knelt down, helping me gather the mess I made. I'm Ethan, he said. I moved in yesterday. We're neighbors. I tried to smile back, even though I was completely embarrassed. Something about him felt gentle, safe, unexpectedly warm. And for the first time since I moved here, which I didn't feel completely alone. Over the next few weeks, we started seeing each other constantly, sometimes on purpose, sometimes by accident. Sometimes I think the universe simply pushed us together. He'd knock on my door asking if I had extra salt, or sugar, or a screwdriver, or absolutely anything he could pretend to need. And I didn't mind. Not at all. We talked for hours in the hallway, laughed about the noisy neighbors upstairs, shared stories about our lives. And slowly, very slowly, I started to look forward to seeing him every day. One evening, after a long day at work, I found a small note taped to my door. Meet me on the rooftop at 7:30. I want to show you something. E. My heart raced the whole way up the stairs. When I stepped onto the rooftop, the first thing I noticed was the city lights. But then I saw him, standing there, holding 2 cups of hot chocolate. I thought you might need a break, he said softly. Something in my chest melted. We talked for hours under the night sky, about dreams, about fears, about the strange way life brings the right people at the wrong time. At one point, he looked at me, really looked at me, and said, You make this place feel like home. I didn't know how to answer. My heart did, but my life didn't. Because at that time, I wasn't ready for anything real. I was still trying to figure out who I was, where I was going, what I wanted, and I was terrified that if I let him in, I'd ruin something beautiful. But he didn't rush me, didn't push me, didn't demand anything. Instead, he walked me home, stopped in front of my door, and said, When you're ready, I'll still be here. Something about that hit me harder than any declaration of love ever could. He didn't want perfection, he just wanted me. And in that moment, I knew. Sometimes the right person doesn't arrive at the perfect time. They arrive when you need them, even if you don't realize it yet. It's been 1 year since that night, and today, Ethan is not just my neighbor. He's my partner, my safe place, my unexpected beginning. And whenever people ask how we met, we just smile. Because the truth is simple. Love doesn't always show up when your life is perfect. Sometimes it shows up when everything is falling apart, just to remind you you're not meant to go through it alone.